Despite the changes and beautiful colours of our bonsai trees at this time of year, October and autumn mark a change to a wet and windy time of year, and it can also present dangers for your trees and their pots. Here then is my bonsai care advice for this time of year. Autumn is a critical time for bonsai care in the UK as it marks the transition from the active growing season to the dormant phase. Both deciduous and evergreen bonsai trees require special attention during this time to ensure their health and prepare them for the approaching winter. We always have to preface this by saying that you should act accordingly to your trees and the current climate and conditions rather than to a calendar. Some years the colder, wetter months may arrive earlier or later and your trees will respond accordingly. In autumn, trees undergo several biological changes. One of the most noticeable changes is the transformation of leaf colour. This is due to the breakdown of chlorophyll, the green pigment responsible for photosynthesis, revealing other pigments such as carotenoids, yellows and oranges, and anthocyanins, reds and purples. Additionally, the trees experience leaf senescence, which is the programmed aging and eventual shedding of the leaves. During this process, the tree reabsorbs valuable nutrients from the leaves and seals off the area where the leaf stem connects to the branch, leading the leaf to drop. These adaptations help trees conserve energy and resources during the winter months. Trees that were wired at the beginning of the season may now need the wire removing. I can see it beginning to bite with this white pine, and although the issue of wire scarring is less of a problem with the craggy barked pine trees, now may be the opportune time to remove it. I always prefer to cut away loops of wire rather than try to uncoil it, since the loss of the wire is less costly than the loss of a branch trying to remove the wire. Deciduous bonsai trees such as maples, elms and hornbeams undergo significant changes during the autumn. Here are the key tasks for these trees. Pruning. October is an ideal time to perform maintenance pruning on deciduous bonsai. Remove any dead or yellowing leaves, as well as any unwanted branches to maintain the tree's shape. Once leaves have fallen, you can better see the underlying image and structure of the tree, and make any necessary pruning and styling decisions. Keep pot surfaces free from fallen leaves and debris, which can harbour pests and fungus. Fertilisation. Reduce or stop fertilising deciduous bonsai in early October. As the tree enters dormancy, it won't require as many nutrients. Resume the fertilisation in spring. Protection. As temperatures drop, protect your deciduous bonsai from frost. Move them to a sheltered location or consider using a cold frame to shield them from the extreme cold. I find that in my own fairly sheltered microclimate, my deciduous trees, including Chinese elm and trident maples, are okay outside all year round. You may also want to tie down or secure smaller trees to prevent them being blown off benches or display areas, causing damage to either the tree or their pots. Watering. Adjust your watering schedule as needed. During October, the tree's water requirements decrease and rain becomes more frequent. Ensure the soil doesn't become waterlogged, but avoid letting it dry out completely. In all likelihood, I will only be watering my trees if there's an unusually prolonged dry spell. Repotting. Avoid repotting deciduous bonsai in October. Wait until the spring when they start to show signs of new growth. However, you may want to emergency slip pot any trees where pots have been broken without performing any root work. Evergreen bonsai trees. Evergreen bonsai trees such as pines, junipers and spruces have unique care requirements in the UK during October. Pruning. Similar to deciduous trees, perform only light pruning to maintain the tree's shape. Remove any dead or diseased branches and needles which have yellowed. However, avoid heavy pruning during this time, as evergreen do not enter full dormancy. Fertilization. Reduce the frequency of fertilization for evergreen bonsai in October. Protection. Protect evergreen bonsai from strong winds and frosts. You can use windbreaks or move them to a more sheltered spot to shield them from harsh weather conditions. I tend to begin moving my white pines into shelter to avoid excessive rainfall. Watering. Continue to monitor soil moisture levels. Evergreen bonsai may still need regular watering, but more so than deciduous trees, be cautious not to overwater. Repotting. Avoid repotting evergreen bonsai in October, especially if they're not showing signs of vigorous growth. It's best to perform repotting in the spring, when the tree is actively growing. In conclusion, caring for bonsai trees, whether deciduous or evergreen in the UK, during October and early autumn, requires attention to detail and understanding of each of the tree's specific needs, and continuous observation of your trees. By following these guidelines, you can help your bonsai transition smoothly into the dormant season, ensuring their health and vitality for the coming year. Remember that bonsai care is an ongoing process, and regular monitoring is essential to maintain these miniature masterpieces.